You can order the struts used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Turn your engine off. Set the parking brake. Pull on the hood release handle and open the hood. Before lifting your vehicle, it is necessary to measure the distance between the center of your wheel and the wheel arch. This will allow you to achieve an optimal tightening of the parts in their initial position. Brush the 5 nuts holding the strut mount bearing and spray them with penetrating oil. Use a ratchet and a 12mm socket to unscrew the nuts that hold the strut mount bearings in place by a few turns. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Lift the front of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Honda Accord safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. To be able to replace the struts on your vehicle, you need to remove the wheels to gain complete access to the suspension system. Don't forget to put the wheels under the vehicle. You can now see the struts on your car. Using a ratchet and a 14mm socket, unscrew the bolt holding the strut foot to the strut fork by a few threads. You can now brush the strut foot and spray it with penetrating oil to facilitate separation of the strut foot from the strut fork. Finish removing the strut foot retaining bolt. Brush the nut of the bolt holding the strut fork to the lower control arm, then spraying it with penetrating oil. Using a 17mm wrench, a ratchet, and a 17mm socket, unscrew the nut of the retaining bolt. Once unscrewed, you can use a pin punch to remove the bolt. You can now disengage the strut fork from the strut. Finish unscrewing the 5 nuts that hold the strut mount bearing in place. The strut is now free. Remove the strut. Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoyed this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work. You can order the struts used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take your new strut. Unscrew the 5 nuts holding the strut mount bearing. Insert the strut starting from the top part. Next, screw the 5 nuts that hold the mounts back on until there is contact. Reinsert the strut fork into the strut foot. Once in place, install the strut foot retaining bolt and screw the nut back on. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Put the strut fork retaining bolt back on the lower control arm. Then screw the nut back on until it makes contact. To avoid damaging the bushings, you need to tighten the bolt holding the strut fork to the lower control arm in the vehicle on the ground position. Lift the wheel knuckle with the jack until the original measurement between the center of the wheel and the wheel arch is reached. Once at a distance, finish tightening the bolt with the torque wrench. Remove the jack. You can purchase the parts we used here by visiting our website at CarParts.com. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing the wheels in place. Tighten the 5 nuts with a torque wrench. During this operation, you will be intervening on the front axle of your car, so it is advisable to perform a wheel alignment afterwards. Operation complete.